Canelo went to PBC and he challenged Mel, the smaller Charlo, first. He plans on fighting both of them. How do you see that fight? Is that a big task for Mel? Is he biting a little bit too much than he can chew, or
No,
is
I
this
never would tell a
perfect?
fighter they biting up more than they could chew because fighters believe in themselves. You know, um, I would never say that. Obviously Canelo gonna be the favorite, but I don't think it's a big size difference. I think that Jermell um, is longer, taller. I think that a lot of these guys are all fighting at a weight limit a little bit too low, and the fact that he'll be able to eat and have all the calories, I think he's going to be fine at the weight for that guy. Like if he was fighting like Benavidez or Morrell, I would say that Mel is biting off more than he could chew. That's too much physicality coming downhill. They too big for him. But Canelo used to be a 54 pounder. Canelo a great fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, Canelo.
47 too.
Yeah,
They both
Canelo
started at
is a
47.
great fighter, but there's a different physicality with a man who's starting out at 168 and a man who started out at 147. The start out weight, that matters. David Benavidez could have never made 147 pounds. David Morrell could never make 147 pounds. So if it was one of them, I would say, this. I don't think Mel could pull this off. But against Canelo, I don't think that the size difference is what everybody say it is. I think that Canelo just been fighting at the higher weights. I think that Mel got better stamina, better legs, a fresher fighter, taller, longer. So I think that the advantage that Canelo has is Canelo's probably a little bit more naturally talented than Mel. I'm not talking about athleticism. I believe Mel could beat him running and all of the fitness stuff. I'm talking about just natural boxing talent, turning off on punches, catching shots, rolling shots, your eyes. Canelo got like a lot of James Toney, counter punching. Yes, he's a
Counter
very
punching.
talented fighter. The shots that you can hit Mel with, you can't hit Canelo with. Canelo will roll a shot, take a shot up. He got freaky talent. He got real guts. So that's why I think he got a little advantage over Mel. But physically and with conditioning and everything, I think a lot of that stuff is in Mel's favor. I haven't had a prediction for the fight because it's so far off. I think it's not till September. But the one thing that I will say about
Hmm.
this fight, like I said, Canelo's probably a little bit more talented. You can hit Mel with shots you can't hit Canelo with, but Mel's the better conditioned fighter. Um, I think Mel is in the fight. I think that people's perception that this is a layup for Canelo is totally wrong. I think that I will probably pick Mel, but I'm not going to pick him right now because I want to watch some video. Because one thing about Mel that does scare me, and I can't get this out of my mind, is that Canelo has never ever he's always gotten the benefit of the doubt on the judges' scorecards. In every fight of his entire career,
Yep.
whether it be swing rounds, he's always got the maximum amount of rounds that a fighter could get. Look at those Cotto cards, it was wide. The Mayweather cards, one of the judges gave him a draw. The Triple G fights, he got a draw. He's never, ever been the guy that didn't get the benefit of the doubt. Even in this Bivol loss, that fight wasn't 115, 113. Really wasn't so he always gets the benefit of the doubt. Mel, on the other hand, whenever he goes to decisions, he always struggles. He's not a dominant fighter he's a dominant fighter as far as his consistency and knocking guys out, but he's not really a dominant fighter as far as winning the majority of rounds of a fight. If you look back on his career, I don't know why it is, because he's a hell of a fighter. I think Mel probably is a Hall of Famer. But if you look at the Vannis fight, close controversial decision. Demetrius Hopkins, close controversial decision. Um, Austin Trout was a majority decision. People don't realize that. John Jackson, I was there. Mel was losing every round until he clipped him. Every round he was losing. Tony Harrison, the first fight. The second fight, I thought Tony was winning again. I did. I'm like, um, Castano, Castano got a hell of a case for winning that first fight.
The first fight, yeah, for sure.
So Mel loses a lot of rounds. I don't know why, because he got a good jab. He's a big puncher. He got solid fundamentals. But for a guy at his level, if you really, really look, and I look at a different way, I never like, very rarely do you see him win a decision 10 rounds to 2, 11 rounds to 1, like that shutout where it's always like, God damn, that was a close fight. Round for round, he's not so dominant. He's more dominant as he'll clip you late in the fight and end all of that stuff. Here's the problem with that. Canelo got a great chin. Even Canelo's biggest haters admit, like, yo, that dude can take a hell of a punch. So waiting to clip him, it might not come. So that's what scares me for Mel,
Mm.
that he gives up rounds and then he clips guys. But now you're talking about a guy with one of the best chins in boxing. So something's going to have to give with that. And I haven't figured it out yet. But that's my issue with picking Mel. My upset right now is that he just loses so many rounds. And I'm keeping it real. You can't lose rounds against Canelo. You lose rounds against Canelo, you're gonna lose the fight, bro. Like you can't. If Canelo win 4 rounds and 3 of them is close, then he really won 7 because he's gonna get the rounds. He just got that style. The judges favor him. I don't know if Mel could do that with him, particularly with the kind of chin that he got. So right now, I'm gonna chill on my prediction with that because I gotta get the feeling that Mel is gonna score more points and be better in that aspect. Because waiting to knock Canelo out, that's a tough task, man. Canelo, bro, he got a chin and he got defense. So that's where I'm at with that fight.
Great breakdown, and also, PBC got a big stack, 168 pounds. So when we talk about, Black American and Mexican showdown
Oh
for the
man,
recipe of
it's
big
gonna be
pay-per-view
like
numbers,
that's the pay-per-view module, right? You know, that was just
you know,
that's just man, that's what it is. And then Mel is from Texas. It's a huge Mexican population out there. It's going that hey man, that fight's going to do great numbers. I'm happy for everybody,
it
man.
really
We in this game to
is.
get paid. It's legacy and pay. People
Exactly.
act like it's not both, but it is. It's legacy and both. So they're gonna get that's gonna be huge, man. And then Mel got a feisty personality. I'm sure they're gonna talk shit at the media stuff and weigh-ins or whatever. And Canelo, he says a lot of slick stuff. So I expect it to be an awesome fight. I do. I
Motherfucker.
expect it to be an awesome fight. I just don't really have a winner yet. I honestly, I think Canelo has slipped. I do. I think he slipped a little bit, not a whole
Yeah.
lot, but I think he's come back down to earth on that run he was on around 2020, 2021. I think he's come back down a little bit, and I think Mel's inactive, but the last time we saw him fight, he had his career best performance. So
Mm-hmm.
um, that's another tough fight. I'm telling you, and Mel got a good chin. I think he's only been knocked down one time, if I'm not mistaken, by Charlie Oda many years ago. So Mel's chin is held up. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's a tough fight for both guys. You know what I mean? I think it's a tough fight for both
Yeah.
guys, and I could see that fight going a distance. To be honest with you, I could see both guys taking each other punches, and then coming down the stretch and going a distance. Um, um, tough fight, tough fight. I'm not one of them people that think it's a huge size advantage because I know how big these guys get and they suck down this weight. So I think that those extra calories and stuff is going to help Mel.
All I know is Canelo's punching, and he ain't no
Well, you know what? Let
Castaño. That's
me say
for a
this:
fact. So,
Canelo is punching, but Castano pressure is more frenetic. He comes in a way where it's more
yeah.
pressure, it's more punch. Now, it may not be the same amount of slickness and punch and power, but as far as energy that he's making you put out, I think Castano's pressure is a higher volume than what Canelo's is. Canelo just punch better, like better puncher, probably harder puncher, things like that. But Castano make you know, it's a tough fight, man. It's a tough fight. You know what I mean? And I think about that, and then I think about how Canelo had trouble with guys who can move. And Mel, people call he is a
True.
excellent puncher, but they only remember this early in his career. He moved a lot. You know what I mean? He was
Hmm.
a jab right hand guy that moved around the ring a lot. He didn't score a lot of knockouts. So I'm sure he got his legs and he gonna have plenty of energy, a lot of calories to burn, not coming down in weight. Uh, Canelo got this a good fight. It's a good fight.
It is. I got
Oh,
Canelo by knockout,
okay,
but I think it's
okay.
gonna be a great
Listen, I
fight to the
respect
last.
that. I respect that. I respect that because you making it early. I try to make mine a little bit late. You making it early. I can respect that. And listen, that's a fair point of view because Canelo's the favorite. He's a Hall of Famer, all those things. And Mel do get hit, and a lot of people feel he lost against Castano. So I could respect that.